Hi, and welcome to everyone to the End of Life Journey and Beyond, the Sands of Time. My name is Lisa Strahs-Lorenc, and I'm a bereavement specialist. Hello, Susan. Always good to see you.
Hello, Lisa. Welcome back from the holidays. I know we talked earlier. You enjoyed your holiday, as did I. And thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Today, Lisa and I will be talking about an easy to use document that's an important one, not only for you, but for your family members as well. It's called the Five Wishes. And the Five Wishes document is a unique advance directive that enables you to express your personal, your emotional, and your spiritual needs, as well as medical treatments that that you'd like to, your preferences that you'd like to have in place. So the document goes beyond um, the traditional advance directive, which only addresses the uh, medical treatment options. Five Wishes document, on the other hand, focuses on your overwhelm. I'm sorry. I'm having
Overall,
I'm having
overall,
word issues today.
overall.
Overall well-being, and it helps you to communicate your wishes for end-of-life care. So by completing the Five Wishes document, you can ensure that your loved ones and your healthcare providers know what you want, even if you're unable to communicate your wishes. So, this is a powerful tool that will provide peace of mind for you and for your family, and it allows you to take control over the end of your life and make your own decisions. And, Lisa, I love this document. I have one because it's such an intimate and personal one. It's very user friendly, and I like that about it. And I just want you to know that the five wishes, it covers 5 points, right? It's about your five wishes. So I'm going to read these off to you real quick. One being the person that you want to make care decisions for you when you can't. Two, the kind of medical treatment that you want or that you don't want. Three, how comfortable you want to be. Four, how you want people to treat you. Believe it or not, this is important. And five, what you want your loved ones to know. So this document you can actually find at fivewishes.org. There's a store section on the top. And if you look in the store, you can purchase one of these for as simple as $5 or a bundle of them to give out to family members as well. But they have other things in that store that I found very interesting. So in this video, we will explore the Five Wishes document in more detail so that you can make informed decisions about your future care. And please remember that we are not attorneys, certainly. The
Right.
document is not only one that you should have in place. There are many. There are DNRs, healthcare proxies, and many other documents that need to be completed. So if you happen to need a great attorney, I partner with Telly Law Group here on Long Island, in Melville, and in Riverhead. And you can always reach out to me for more information on that. So welcome today, Lisa. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanksgiving was wonderful with family and friends, and thanking and being so grateful for the life I have to live. So I want to say something about this. We
Mm.
all are in control of our lives. This is very important. Decisions that we make, the things that we do, that is it within our control. There are many things we can't control, but we can control how we react to it and what we decide to do about it. So if we're in control of our lives, then we should be in control of our deaths. And I feel it's very important that we make decisions that are right for us and that our family members or whoever it is that we put in charge respect those wishes. And so this is very much in keeping with my belief of, again, being in charge no matter what the circumstances are. That's how I see
Right.
it.
Excellent, excellent point. I want to share with you real quick, if I may, um, just a picture that I put together. Can you see that okay, Lisa?
Sure. Uh-huh.
Okay, so it's just about it shows you, I took these pictures real quick this morning because I just wanted to show you what the document looks like. That's the front of it. And there are not too many pages to it, but there is some really detailed information in here. We're going to go through page by page and tell you a little bit about what's on each page. And also remember when I did mine, sometimes there weren't enough lines, in the pamphlet. So you can always attach pages to this. And I would recommend having this actually notarized as well, just to show that you filled it out yourself. And I will stop sharing now.
Nice.
And let's, first is first. And I really want to talk about something here, Lisa. Having the conversation after you fill this out or as you're filling it out, it's important to have some open and honest conversations with your family members. One, that it's done, that you did this type of thing. And two, you can discuss the individual wishes in there with them. I think that's important, although you don't have to. It could be personal, but it's important to let you know that you have it. But sometimes having these conversations can be difficult, right? So you might want to start the conversation like, um, and I'm talking about the perspective of you wanting to talk to a family member, maybe an older adult in the family who doesn't have anything in place right now. So you could say something like, Mom, Dad, I want to talk to you about something important. Have you heard about the Five Wishes document? It's really an easy way to communicate your end of life wishes and to make sure your medical treatment aligns with your values and your beliefs. Something so simple that you could say. Say something like, I know this might be difficult to talk about, Mom, but I want to make sure that our family is prepared for the future. And if anything were to happen to us, I want to ensure that your wishes are respected. Can we discuss advance directives and how to create them? And that can open the door. And I have one more here. Um, Mom, I recently learned about the importance of having a conversation about end of life wishes. And I think it's important that we all have a say in our medical care and that our wishes are respected. So, can we talk about how we can document these choices to ensure that they're followed just for you?
Mhm.
So it makes it simple. It's just a couple sentences, but sometimes the conversation can be difficult.
But the intro to the conversation is, I really want to make sure that your wishes are upheld. That's really
Right,
how it starts.
right.
I want to do everything that you would want. And I want to make it clear, so that we are on the same page, so that I
Yeah.
respect everything that you want. So,
And I think sometimes, Lisa, that conversation is easier had earlier on
oh, absolutely.
versus later on in
Well,
somebody's.
everybody is healthy and everybody's happy and everybody's living a great life. That's when it's easier to do this.
Yeah. And then there were awkward times. This brought me back to an example. The year before my husband passed, he got hurt in an accident and had a surgery. And we happened to be at different places with our life insurance policies, and I needed a new one, and I just took out a small policy. And they needed to talk to him on the phone, but he wasn't feeling good that day. And he did take the phone call, to verify that it was him. However, it was bad timing. And when we hung up the phone, he was so angry at me.
Um,
He was so annoyed. What do you think? I'm going to die? And why am I doing this today? Type of thing. That was a difficult conversation.
well,
So it's better to sometimes think about, the place, the time of day, the mood, the tone, and try and have a good conversation. And if you go ahead and order this yourself, and have it in your hand, it's not just talking about it saying, oh, I'll get it later on down the road or whatever. You'll have it in hand. And honestly, I think I mentioned earlier, single copies for $5, the document. So it's really worth to have it with you there. But timing is key with these conversations, right?
yes.
So today what we're going to do is we have Lisa and I both have one in front of us. And we're going to just flip the pages. We'll start at page 2 and 3, and we'll let you know what's on here. And then we'll have a conversation and we'll flip through the pages and get through the video pretty quickly. So on that first page, right, it talks about what the five wishes is.
Mhm.
A little bit similar to what I had discussed earlier, how it can help, how the five wishes began.
Mm.
Read a little bit about that. Who should use the five wishes? The states
Yeah, I was
that,
really surprised. I want to tell you
yeah,
something. 42 states. I don't really understand. I looked around, I'm thinking, okay, so Alabama's not here, Texas isn't here, and I can't remember the other ones. I can't, I have to really look. But obviously, there's this legal thing where some of the states accept this and others do not. So that's interesting about that. I think it's very
yeah,
interesting. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm, yeah.
Hmm. The only thing that it does say here is that in a few states, some doctors,
Yeah.
are
Can be
reluctant to
reluctant.
honor
Yeah.
those, to
Hmm.
honor the wishes. But most states are on here,
Yes.
including
Yes.
New York.
Yes.
How do I change the five wishes?
You
Little
change.
information about that
It's
if you
as
need
long
to.
as you don't have copies of other things that, will contradict what you have here. So that's what's important. If you have an old living will or durable power of attorney, those things need to be revoked so that you have a document that is present.
Right.
And you
It's
need
so
to make
funny
sure.
because Brian Tully, who I work with, the attorney, he goes into such detail when he talks about these different things with all the paperwork that you need and so forth. So just, noting again that this by no means is covering all of your important documents, but this is just one piece that we tend to really like. I have one. So
Mhm.
I love these. So if we go on to page 4 and 5, Lisa.
Mhm.
It talks about the person you want to make healthcare decisions for you when you can't make them for yourself. And that's
Yeah.
important. They will be your healthcare agent. So again, there may be another document that your attorney provides to you called a healthcare proxy, right? And that's a simple form. But this gives it other options in here, like a first choice, a second choice, and maybe a third choice if you have one. And a little bit about picking that right person to be your
Mhm.
healthcare agent,
Yeah.
right?
That's
Yeah.
really important. Obviously, the person has to be over 18. It turns out in Colorado, over 21. But you got to be really careful to pick somebody who will respect your wishes. So know that person really well or talk to that person and make sure that person is on board with what you think and feel.
They need
Very,
to know.
very important.
You need to have that conversation. That's one thing that can't be stressed enough. They need to be
Yeah.
on board with everything that you're writing in here. Before we go on to page 5 here, though, I'd like to just say one thing that I didn't know. I found this out 4 or 5 years ago now, that say you have a child, who's over 18 of years, again with the words, over 18 years old, and they're in college and something happens. You're at home, and as a parent, okay, you can certainly call that hospital and you can demand certain things to be done. They don't have to have that conversation to you if that 18-year-old does
Because they're
not
an adult
have
already.
health care proxy
Right.
because they are an adult.
Correct.
And isn't that an important tip? I
It
mean,
is.
that's something that I never knew, and it's scary because so many children are away from home and they expect that mom or dad can come to the
Mhm.
rescue, but the doctors can do what they see fit.
Correct.
So
Correct.
it's important.
Correct.
Um, and then on page 5, it says, you want your agent to be able to do the following. And it gives a list of about a dozen or more bullets. And it says, cross out anything that you don't want your agent to do that's listed below.
Hmm.
So, and they're easy to understand. Um, take any legal action needed to carry out my wishes. You may not want that healthcare proxy to be able to to make legal decisions, to donate usable organs or tissues of mine allowed by law. You might not want them to make that donation request. So most of these, I would say, if you're entrusting the person to be your healthcare proxy, most of these will stay in place here. But there may be one or two of them that you don't want the particular person to have control over those decisions. And then it gives you a little blurb about if you change your mind about having a healthcare agent. It says to destroy the copies, to tell someone, your doctor or your family, that you've changed things, write the word revoked in big letters over the document. And that just means, that this won't be carried out and you'll have new documents in place.
Yeah.
So wish number two, what kind of medical treatment that you want or you don't want. Uh, what you should keep in mind as my caregiver. And there's 3 bullets there.
Hmm.
And they're interesting. You want to read one, Lisa?
Yeah, I do not want to be in pain. This is my big one. I do not. I'm sorry, I've seen so many people in pain, and I don't want that. I want my doctor to give me enough medicine to relieve my pain, even if that means that I will be drowsy or sleep more than I would otherwise. And that's having lived with people in pain, I know this really well. Do
Now,
not want
how
to be in pain.
clearly is that written?
Yep,
Is that a great statement?
yep,
Because it's
yep,
clear and it gets to the point. And
yep,
this is so important.
yep.
Um, Another one is I want to be offered food and fluids by mouth and kept clean and warm. I don't know who would cross that out, but these are some important things that they can make these decisions. You want to go on to the next, Lisa?
Well, here's controversy. I do not
Yeah.
want anything done or omitted by my doctors or nurses with the intention of taking my life. Uh,
Oh, I thought you were
there's
going
some,
on to the
there's,
next.
yeah, no, there's a little controversy about that just because of how you want to live and how you want to die. And so you have to really think that through. I want to, for people who are struggling with this, I want them to think about their loved ones and not knowing what they want and what a horrible dilemma and emotional, you know, pain they are in when they're in that circumstance. That it's so important to have something in place that legally is there for you, that you can say when people start arguing, like I've seen siblings argue, "Oh, well, mommy wanted this and daddy wanted this and whatever." It's very clear. And I want people to understand that this is so important before you have those arguments.
Yeah,
They have to know what you want and respect and make sure the person you put in charge absolutely respects. I have heard some things that really bother me. One is, well, I know he said he wanted to be cremated, but I'm uncomfortable with that. And then they don't cremate the person. I don't know. To me, that's disrespectful. The person asked for something and it obviously wasn't written, okay? But they said it. They said it to their loved one and then they didn't do it. I don't know. That bothers me. It really
I know,
does.
I know. And by doing this, you're taking the burden off your children to have to make these
These
decisions for you
decisions.
because I hear so many times from people, I just don't know what to do. How do I make this decision?
Yeah,
How do I make the decision to do this?
yeah,
Whereas if you had this document, right,
yeah.
that you can't see,
Yeah.
it does tend to take away some of that burden and overwhelm. And that goes to the next question. What life support treatment means to me,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it means many things to many people, but it goes into a little bit of detail here. Um, and it allows you to write in the space below
Hmm.
and be very clear and under what conditions do you want life support measures.
Yeah.
So I like that too.
And me too.
And then in case of emergency,
Yeah.
have it
My
a
mother had a DNR and it was in the hospital. and she had a heart incident, and they revived her. And that was against what the DNR said.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
was livid because that's not what she wanted. And finally, I had a week later, I finally had to make the decision. She was on all kinds of life support, and that is not what she wanted. She'd been clear with me on what she wanted. And now I had to go to the patient advocate, and then I had to go up higher to the administration and say, you already were in violation of her wishes. There was a DNR, and now there's no hope for her. There's no brain waves. She's being kept alive by equipment. I want the equipment turned off. And I had to wait until that was approved to do that.
And you know, Lisa, this happens all the time.
Wow.
All the time because hospitals, doctors, and nurses, that's their job. That's what
Yeah.
they went to school for,
Hmm.
to keep you alive regardless of the situation, no matter what. Why would you break somebody's chest open when they're 90 years old
Yeah. Yeah.
or 95 years? I don't know
Hmm.
what that age limit is there, but
I
I'm
don't
just
either.
saying
I don't either.
it's that document's very important.
It is. It is. Yeah.
Um, and then on the next page, when you're close to death,
Hmm.
there's a couple options there that you can check off, which are
Yep.
nice. I want to have life support treatment, or I do not want life support treatment. If it has been started, I want it stopped. Oh my
Hmm.
gosh, I got the chills because how clear is that?
Yes.
How clear
Yes.
is that? And then
Yeah.
the third option you could check off is I want to have life support treatment if my doctor believes it can help, but I want my doctors to stop giving me life support treatment if it is not helping my health condition or symptoms.
Excellent. Excellent.
Clear,
Clear. Clear.
right? That's
Yeah.
why I love this.
Yeah.
You don't get these details in other documents. The next question, this is so good. You want to read that one, Lisa?
Yeah. In a coma and not expected to wake up or recover. So there are three choices here as well. I want to have life support treatment. I do not want life support treatment if it's been started. I want to stop, or I want to have life support treatment if my doctor believes it could help. But if I want my doctor to stop giving my life, if it is not helping my life condition, my health condition or symptoms. So, you know, same thing about recovery. To me, whether there's hope or no hope, that's really the choices here. Is there any hope that you're going to live some kind of life? And that the other choice is what kind of life you want to live. I don't want to be a vegetable. That is my choice. This is my life. And I know other people who are, and that's their choice. They continue to live like that. That's how they want to live. That is not how I want to personally live. That's it.
Right.
So,
And again, this is very clear. And the next section is so important to have as well. Permanent and severe brain damage, and you're
yeah.
not expected to recover.
Yep.
Okay. So you need to check off one of these boxes that are available. And they're similar to the other answers for the last two questions. You want to have that life support, but they give you a little paragraph here. Um, and I just want to read it to you to show you how clear it is. It says, if my doctor and other healthcare professionals both decide that I have permanent and severe brain damage, for example, you can open your eyes but cannot speak or understand, and you're not expected to get better, and life support treatment would only delay the moment of your death, choose one of the following.
Hmm. Yep.
Okay. You want to have life support treatment. You don't want life support treatment. If it's been started, you want it stopped. Or I want to have life support treatment if my doctor believes it could help, but I want the doctors to stop giving me life support treatment if it's not helping my health condition or symptoms.
Hmm.
So similar answers. They may even be
Yeah.
exactly the same
Yeah.
for the
They are
last
all
question.
three. Close to death, in a coma, and severe brain damage. Yeah. All
And
three.
then the last part here is in another condition under which I do not wish to be kept alive. So if there's any other condition that you choose not to have life support with, describe it below. And In this condition, I believe that the costs and burdens of life support treatment are too much and not worth the benefits to me. Therefore, in this condition, I do not want life support treatment. For example, you may write about your end stage condition, which means your health has gotten worse. You can't speak or take care of yourself in any way, mentally or physically. Life support will not help you recover. Um, so this section here is for a particular treatment, like if you have cancer or any type of cancer or COPD or something that you're living with. Okay, you can add that in that section.
Yep. Yep.
So we go on to wish number 3 on page 8. Um, you want to talk about that, Lisa?
Yeah. My wish for how comfortable I want to be. Really important that people know this. I do not want to be in pain. If I show signs of depression, I want my caregivers to do whatever they can to help me. I wish to have a cool, moist cloth put on my head if I have a fever. I want my lips and mouth kept moist to stop dryness. I wish to have warm baths often. I wish to be kept clean and fresh at all times. I wish to be massaged with warm oils. This is lovely. I wish to have my favorite music played when possible until my time of death. I wish to
Isn't
have
that
personal
nice?
care. This is just beautiful. I wish to have religious readings and well-loved poems read when I'm near death. I wish to know about options for hospice care to provide medical, emotional, and spiritual care for me and my loved ones.
Beautiful
Beautiful,
bullets.
beautiful.
Beautiful. And if you don't agree with any one of these, it
Cross
clearly
them off.
says cross out anything you don't
Yep,
agree with.
yep,
And if you want to elaborate on this, they don't give you lines under this to add in extra. So you'll attach a sheet to it and just staple it to the document
right.
and then continue with whatever you want to put there.
Mm-hmm,
Next wish 4 is my wish for how I want people to treat me and to cross out anything that you don't agree with.
mm-hmm,
Now, you might think this is silly,
mm-hmm.
right? Because we all want to be treated good, okay? But, these are important. These are important. The first one says, I wish to have people with me when possible. I want somebody to be with me when it seems that death may come at any time. Who would normally tell their children that? Well, who would that be in a conversation with? I don't know. As an end of life doula, that's something that I think about and something that really I do. I'm there. Nobody should be alone because I think if it was me in that bed, whether I can speak or not, that I'd want to have somebody there holding
Sure.
my hand, being with me, because I might be afraid. I might not be, but I might be. So it's important. I wish to have my hand held and to be talked to when
Mm,
possible, even if I don't seem to respond to the voice or the touch of others. You think that's a natural given with people, but it's not. And we talk about all these death conversations all the time, Lisa and I. And how do you know that? And people are afraid. Family members are afraid. They don't want to talk about death and dying with you. They think it's going to scare you. Believe me, the person in bed wants to talk about these
mm-hmm.
things. They're scared, but they don't want to overwhelm you or scare you.
Sure.
They want to talk about these things. So it's nice that it's clearly, I
Mm-hmm.
wish to have others by my side praying for me when possible. Oh, I get the chills, right? When would you ever say that to somebody? That's what I would like in my room. I'm not going to read them all. I wish to have pictures of my
I
loved
love
ones
that. I love that. That's
near
really
my bed.
sweet, sweet.
Um,
I want to die at home if that can be done. Love that. Love
yes.
that.
And that's another part of a conversation that a lot of people, families just don't have. Moving on to wish number 5. My wish for what I want my loved ones to know. Cross out any that you don't agree with. Um, and then there's, again,
Mhm.
at least a dozen bullets here.
Yeah.
And these are, you want to read a couple of them, Lisa?
This is so sweet. Wish to have my family and friends know that I love them. Know that I forgive them for when they have hurt me in my life. This is like so sweet.
I'm
Wish all my
getting
family members to make
chills.
peace with each other before my death if they can. Yeah. I
Stop.
wish. I wish my family and friends and caregivers to respect my wishes, even if they don't agree with them. That's so important. Oh my goodness. And then
How
there's a
about
choice.
this one?
Yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, go ahead. You read the
Yeah.
one you were going.
After my death, I would like my body to be, and then it's clear. There's no, oh, what do they want? Da,
I
da,
would
da.
like my, and then it says circle one,
Yep,
buried or cremated,
yep,
right? And then the next one is my body or remains should be put in the following location.
yep,
And the following person, here's another one. The following person knows my funeral wishes, right?
yep,
This is good stuff.
yeah, yeah,
There's the next question. If anyone asks how I want to be remembered, please say the following about me.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. That's beautiful.
I wonder what I wrote because I did this about 5 years ago. I have to go back and check that out. And that is another important tip.
Yeah,
Okay. Things change. We talk about this all the time.
they do.
Seasons change, relationships change. And as a matter of fact, that has been on my mind to redo some of the paperwork that I've done because things change. Family members have died
Sure.
and passed on. I do know for a fact that I had a very close friend taking care of some of these things who's not in my life anymore, right? So
Yeah,
this is important to update,
yeah.
whether it's yearly, try every 2 years, but changes happen.
Oh, absolutely. And the relationships change too.
And there's only 3 lines here under these 3 questions, which you may need to expand on. I would say attach another document like this one. If there is to be a memorial service for me, I wish the service to include the following: a list of music, songs, reading, or other specific requests that you have. Now, in there, 3 lines is not going to cut it for me because if you want to be buried in that red hat with boa and the feather off the hat and your red shoes, you can put that in here,
Uh-huh.
right? You can put all that in that section. And this section's important to me because I want, I don't know if it's a celebration, it can be a celebration before or after, but I want it sent by invitation and I want everybody to wear white. I have this thing about white and beauty and that's what I want. So that's what I would put in that section.
Uh-huh.
And then and then it does say, the third one is please use the space below for any other wishes. For example, you might want to donate all parts of your body when you die. You may wish to designate a charity to receive memorial contributions. And it says, please attach a separate piece of paper if you need more space.
Yep.
How clear is that?
Yep.
We're on page 10 already. We're
We
getting
are.
through this pretty quickly. You want to talk about page 10?
Yeah, so this is more of the legal stuff. It's signing in presence of two witnesses and the witness statement so that they understand that they're witnessing the personally known to them, acknowledge that this is in their presence and that they appear to be of sound mind. There are optional notaries for this, a notarization. Apparently, some are required in certain states. So this is Missouri, North Carolina, South Carolina, and West Virginia, that it be
I wonder
signed in
why
front of a
that is.
notary.
That's strange, right?
It is strange. I don't know why those states, some legal thing.
I would still not listen to that, and I would still get yours notarized, no matter where you live.
Hmm. Okay. And then what to do with it after you complete it. So
There's
it is,
directions here. To have an
yeah,
original copy signed in a place in your home. Don't put it in a
yeah,
safe deposit
that's right.
box.
It's got to be
Some
accessible.
people, some people think that's
Yes.
okay to do, but when it's not accessible and that person can't find your key to go and get that out of your safe deposit
Then you're in
box,
trouble. Yeah.
right? Having a folder on hand for anybody in your family Talk to your doctor. Always give a copy to your doctor. So there's a few tips here on that last page about that. If you're admitted to a hospital or a nursing home, bring a copy with you. Ask that this be put in your medical records, right? There's nothing wrong with doing that. Uh, Again, and there's two disclaimers here if you live in certain states. Um,
Residents of institutions, look at this: California, Connecticut, Delaware, Georgia, New York, North Dakota, South Carolina, and Vermont must follow special witnessing rules. So this is important.
and it
These are
tells what that rule
facilities,
is. Yeah.
institutions, and facilities. Yeah.
It also has something that you can cut out here and keep in your wallet that
Yeah. Yeah.
um, is about your medical personnel, your primary doctor, where this document is located that you can carry in your purse. So I think that's pretty cool as well.
Yeah. Me too. Me too.
Couple testimonials on the back page. Oh, how to order it.
Hmm.
If you need to order more, there's a phone number and the fivewishes.org.
Hmm.
I guess it's a company in out of Tallahassee, Florida. Why I thought they were upstate New York. I don't remember. But you can read more about that definitely on the five wishes.org is their website. And just so you know, Lisa and I do not have any affiliation with them.
Hmm.
Okay. And we're not doing this to promote them or gain anything back. Some people have referral systems where right, they advertise there, but this isn't about that. This is because it's a document that we both think is sweet and an easy one to fill out, and you can put some major details in here. That's really important. So again, I have one. Lisa will be filling hers out, even though she has her
I,
documents.
I actually have to speak to a lawyer, and I think this is important for everyone to know. I have something very, very specific when it comes to my final wishes and all, and everything is very, I mean, laid out what I want, what I don't want, da, da, da. So I need to speak with him and ask him about this because supposedly this negates the other thing, and this has not everything that I have on the other one because I have a lot of the
So,
medical
okay,
things.
so this
So
may
I
not
will
be
do
right
that.
for you
Yeah,
because
I will
you've
do
already
that.
done that,
Yeah, I will do
right?
that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. But no, even so, I mean, if But again, this has to be for the right person. If you have nothing, say, in
yeah,
place, or you
yeah.
need to get something right now at this moment in place, it's a really good document. But
It is.
again, if you go on to fivewishes.org, you'll be able to read more information on why, who, what, where. You happen to be the ultimate planner, Lisa. Not many people are like you. So all of your details are in one place. I get that.
Yeah, yeah. But
But
again, what's really important about what we're saying is to do this before anything happens, before you're faced with a problem, before illness, whatever it is, so that you're very clear about, you're not making an emotional decision, you're not put in a position where you have to figure out something fast. You have made decisions based on what you really want. And this is your life and this is your death. So this is very important to do and speak to the right people. Speak to the people who you trust, who are going to do
And that may not be
everything.
a family member,
That's right. That's correct.
you know?
Yeah.
And that's why that it's so important on that witnessing page, to have those witnesses and to have it notarized because it's your word when you can't speak for yourself.
Right. Right.
So thank you very much today. If you have any other questions about the five wishes, again, go on to their website, fivewishes.org, read more information. If you have any questions about what the things Lisa and I spoke about here today, feel free to contact us at any of the information above. And thank you very much for your time today.
And thank you. We'll see
Thanks,
you
Lisa.
again.
See you next week.
Okay. Bye.